how I've made $5,700 per week in 2025 with Skool, doing what I love, helping people with my purpose, with my passion, and that's just one of my offers. I'm going to show you how I'm doing this. My offers, how I onboard people, how I market to people, the client journey I take them on, and what you can do to do the same. If you want to help people with a passion, with a service, any business, to be honest, that's a service, or you can add a service to, I'm going to show you how I've set my business up. And this is with 0 sales calls. I don't do sales calls anymore. I used to. I'm not into that these days. So I'm going to be showing you behind the scenes today. So heaps of information coming towards you. I'm a little bit sick, so if you hear me cough, I'll try and put my mouth away from the microphone. Let's begin. Let's have some fun. So first and foremost, let's prove to you that I'm not talking shit. Here is my screen. So these are the payments from January 8th, 2025. And you can add them all up if you actually want to go through them. These are all in US dollars. I'm in Australia, and I'll show you the conversion soon, but here's the screenshot if you want. And there's the week after, the screen afterwards. You can see there's 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 4, 3, 4.5, 3, 4, 6, etc. And I've been averaging that for the entire year. Had a little bit of a drop last week just because the flow of clients. And you can see next week's already starting to build up. We've got another 5.2 that's coming in the coming weeks. The dashboard as well, we're currently sitting just below churn of 10%. The lowest we've been at is 7.15, and it used to be at 40%. So I'm going to touch on churn today, tell you how I've decreased churn. We've been floating between 295 to 320 active paying members. We normally have between 20 to 50 people on trial at any given time. Trial conversion rate has stayed around 50% for a while, got up to 63 recently. And I've been a little bit sick for the last week, so I've done like no live videos, which is where a lot of my clients come from. So this is quite low for me. It's normally around that sort of like 40 to 50 mark. So it's a little bit low just because I've been sick for the last week. So there's the stats for you. And to average it out for you, I whacked it on ChatGPT. So I added all those screenshots of all those numbers. The total was 134,000, just under 135,000. There was 36 payments in total. Converted to Aussie, it works out to be $5,699.53. And the other day, it was a little bit higher because of the conversion rate. Anyways, that's showing you that I'm not just talking shit. So how do I do this? And what would I recommend if I was you? First and foremost, I would not suggest starting with a low ticket subscription offer, depending where you're at with your business. If you're brand new with business, it is one of the last offers you actually want to start with. So in terms of offers, these are the types of offers you can have. You can have an intro offer or an attraction offer, and you'll have many of those, like lead magnets, trainings, trials, and stuff like that. You'll never get rich off intro offers. Intro offers get people into your world. They're the taster, the trial, and then you want to sell them into your programs. Subscription, low ticket subscription, is the hardest to get going, but is the easiest to maintain. But if you're new into business, you need a lot of clients to eat, to survive. So it's like I've got around 296 right now. So average, let's say 300 members. When I first started, I was struggling to get one client. So if you want to jump straight to the low ticket subscription, I would shift that mindset depending where you're at with your business. I would be focusing on a core offer and a high ticket offer and start selling this and start making money. And when you're making some solid money, then you can have the subscription as a downsell, or it can become the main thing if that's the main thing you want to sell. I also have in-person events that I run. They're $3,000 a ticket that I run. I run one-day events, which are $20 to get them into that. And then I have a high ticket business and one-on-one coaching service as well, which isn't included in the revenue that I showed you before. So you'll have different offers and different pieces of those offers in your ecosystem. But a lot of people just want to jump straight here because reoccurring revenue equals freedom. You don't have to go out and hunt each week, each month. If you're a coach, if you're in business, especially early days, 1 month can be a feast, 1 month can be a famine. And it's not that consistent. It's not that enjoyable. So long term, very, very nice. And I'll show you exactly how I've set my Skool up and any tips you'll probably take from it. But don't think I want to get there now, depending where you're at with your business, okay? I would suggest be making $10,000, $20,000 a month here, hustling, doing sales calls, doing group trainings, doing your thing, however you're coaching people and delivering people. Then start to build out your IP and audience and budget to be able to then sell people into this. Because literally, if we go back to my numbers, with my payouts. I wasn't planning on doing this because I was actually making more money selling a high ticket course before I switched to Skool. Skool wasn't around when I got started. So I got started with Skool, I think January 2024. You can see it's been pretty consistent the entire time. You can see a lot smaller when I first started. So you can see the numbers starting to drop significantly. So you can see my first payment, Skool, January 4th, 2024, before Hormozi came into Skool, was $50. Then obviously I had built up a client, so they all came across into it. And then 1,500. But you can see, like, you could not live off that. I couldn't live off, like, what's that, $800 a month? Like, you can't live off that. That's like 1 week's rent. So that's why you want to start to build this one up over time. Once you've already got an established income, clients coming through the door, you got a marketing budget, you got skills to market. So again, don't have the intention of, I'm going to start with that unless you've already got business skills, you've already got cash in the bank, you've got a big audience, maybe you already built up your audience. Like when I came over to Skool, I already had about 100,000 followers on Instagram. So that's where a lot of my clients come from, obviously through social media. So again, just don't have the intention of, I'm going to start with low ticket. With that being said, I'm going to show you the exact client journey of when people join. So when people join, so they join the program, they'll instantly get a welcome message from me. So for example, Katie, who joined the other day, hello Katie. So she joined, she gets a welcome message, welcome to the Conscious Community, grateful to have you here, booking for your one-on-one call with me ASAP. This is a biggie. So I remember I was on a video with Alex Hormozi, who after he joined Skool, became a co-owner of Skool, and he does like calls to help people train and build your Skool business. And I didn't used to do onboarding calls. So because it's not scalable. I can't onboard everyone, whatever. And I watched one of his trainings, and he asked someone about their Skool business and their churn was too high, whatever. And he said, are you onboarding your clients? And the guy said, oh no, I don't do onboarding calls. And he's like, why the fuck not? He's like, oh, it's not scalable. And he said, mate, you're fucking broke. Do onboarding calls. People get caught up with, it's not scalable. You do what's not scalable to get the resources, to use the resources to then scale it. And it was just a big slap across the face because my churn was like 40% at the start. Now you can see it's under 10% and it goes between 7 to 11%. So pretty good churn rate. I think the industry average is like 20%. So to be below that, below 10 is pretty solid. And one of the biggest shifts was just doing onboarding calls. It's like getting to know people, building a connection with them, showing them how the program works, doing a roadmap for them. The tips I got this from Taki Moore. He says 3 things when you onboard someone or you do an onboarding call with them. So onboarding call, and in the first 60 to 90 days, what do you want to get them? Number 1, a connection. Connect with them either personally if you're the one doing the onboarding call, or get them to connect with someone else in your program. Build a friendship, build a connection, especially if you're using Skool, because Skool obviously has the community aspect to the program. It's a big part of the program. That is huge. Second, you want to give them a roadmap. So actually show them the path ahead. Where are you going to go through? So when I take people through Skool, I'll show them how the program works. So they get this message, they book in for it. I tell them to watch a welcome post. So I have a welcome post here and just essentially walks them through the program. Welcome to the program, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, guys, just as a soft pitch, go grab a free trial to my community and funnel hack me yourself. I've had coaches join and I can tell you guys are funnel hacking me and I'm all good with it because I do the same thing. Like people just join up to my Skool program for a trial and they cancel straight away. And I have a very high suspicion that they're just there to suss out what I'm doing. And that's totally cool because I've done that before to other coaches as well. So if you want to actually just see it firsthand, you'll get a call with me anyway. So you're going to want one call with me. We can have a chat. But anyways, I'll close that loop off. So number 1, you give them a connection. So you connect with them or you get them to connect with someone else. Second, you give them a roadmap. So I show them the program. I show them the classroom. I show them the program, how the program works. So what modules you get, what ones you can pay to unlock. I have different modules to unlock other things as well. Then you want to give them a breakthrough. So you want to give them a result ASAP. So one of the bigger points I wanted to speak about today was, I got this from Layla Hormozi. She says time to value. So from the moment someone starts their journey with you, so they sign the paper, they book in for the call, they give you the money, they make payments or whatever the thing is, from that very moment, how quickly do you go from there to getting them an absolute breakthrough or value in whatever that looks like for them. Whether they find their values, literally their values in my world, whether they heal trauma, they do a balancing process, they remove a limiting belief, you help them lose 5 kilos, whatever the outcome is that you're helping your clients with, how do you get them in as quickly as possible? Because to be super honest with you guys, I've seen coaches, and I've even done it myself, where it's like you drag the coaching out. So it's like you get a client for longer. To be super honest with you, I used to do that versus how can I just get these people results as quickly as I can and give them the absolute mind-blowing experience that is going to change their life forever? And how do you do it quickly? So, for example, if you're in the coaching world or self-development world, you've probably done like a circle of life before. It's quite common at events. It's like, and I still use them at my in-person events. I just don't do them. I don't do it in this for this reason anymore. But essentially, it's like a big circle. And there's like areas of life. There's like family, there's health, there's finances, whatever areas. I've seen different versions of it over time. And you give yourself a score out of 10. So like if you're a 10 out of 10, like it's really good, you'd like color in the circle all the way out to the end. And if it's like a 1 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, it would be quite like a smaller part of it would be filled in. And by the end of it, you have like this really smooth looking circle or this really rigid, unbalanced circle. And the purpose of it is to give people a reality check of where they are. Okay, you're doing really great here or not so great here, or you're really struggling here. Great. That's something we can work on. I used to do that at the start of my program. So they'll join the program and the first module was the circle of life. Let's see where you're at. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm like, is that really valuable to someone? In my opinion, it wasn't. The value was it gave them a reality check and you could create the gap between where they are and where they want to be. So you could argue it was versus why don't we just get straight into the processes? That was my argument. So just having that shift mentally of how do I not fluff this shit out and how do I just get straight to the good stuff with duty of care, depending what services you're doing for people, and just give them the most amount of value as quickly as you can. Because if you're a coach, you've probably had clients like this where they sign up, they don't do the program, and they think the program's shit. They didn't do the program. They didn't actually do the services. But their experience is not a good experience. And it's the fine line between how do you make your service so effortless and seamless and done for you and with you and you help out with them versus the client taking responsibility. Will there always be clients who aren't great clients and they make excuses? Yes, there are. But how do you minimize that? How do you make it so easy and seamless and quick for you to get your clients life-changing results? So that was just a big shift for me. So for you, maybe ask yourself, what's the most valuable part of your service? How can you give it to them ASAP? If it makes sense with duty of care, and obviously do your own discernment and consideration with that as well. So that was really huge for me. I think a big thing that I've had a couple of friends ask me about is how do you get them to retain? Because a lot of people with services, it's like once you've learnt the skill, you've done the course, you've done the program, why would you stick around? And it's a good question. And for me, clients stick around or they come into your world for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I've had clients literally sign up and they cancel before they even book in their onboarding call. And they don't even do the onboarding call and I never see from them again. And that's okay. And I've had clients in this exact program who have been in the group for over a year and a half. Pretty cool. Over a year and a half. And I've had it for about 2 years. So that's pretty cool. But how do you get them to do that? So this is my answer, and I think what's working well for me anyways, is I refine my work and I tell them that on the onboarding call. I let them know that, hey, I am someone who is working on myself. I'm always learning, doing courses, programs. I'm doing my own self-development. And when I get new things, I add it into the program. So you're always getting new, updated, refined versions of whatever it is. And something big for me is my services happen to be something that I recommend redoing multiple times. So I recommend a quarterly reset. So a quarterly reset, to sell you on a quarterly reset, every quarter, every 90 days, just like a business does a quarterly review, I recommend a quarterly reset where you redo your values, your purpose, your mission, your vision, your master plan. So you can stay in alignment, you don't burn yourself out, you have clarity, you've got confidence, you can keep moving forward, you refine what's going on. And so having the program, you can come back and redo it. Now, could you just remember it all and learn it good enough yourself and not need to come back? Of course. And some people do that, but that's okay. But people stick around. They like it. They enjoy it. The community is huge. Obviously, that's why getting people to actually connect with each other. So on their onboarding, one of the things I suggest is make a post, connect with people, share wins and all those things. Or something that was really big for me for Skool as well is in the program itself, there's little bubbles so you can create topics of like what people post. So I've got like introduce and share wins. So people like share wins here, and there's really cool. There's like heaps and heaps and heaps of testimonials here. So that's really awesome. Milestones. This one was huge. I'm so grateful. In terms of testimonials, this is so powerful. There are just pages and pages and pages of people's breakthroughs. Balancing processes, so that's my trauma process. Values, purpose, mission, values, balancing perceptions. One of my favorite ones, you've probably seen this one before. Sexually abused from her dad for 5 years. And in one process, my balancing process, healed it. Got to love and gratitude. When you get to love and gratitude, you're healed. I'm not going to turn this into a coaching conversation, but that's incredible. And there is literally 29 pages of them. So there is just pages and pages of balancing processes, purposes, values, balancing processes. I think I added up. I did like the maths on it. I think there's like 1,700 breakthroughs. There's 1,700 testimonials that just keeps collecting in the background that I can just screenshot, put them on my social media. So it's good for people to share wins and connect with people, and people celebrate them. So having that has been huge. And then in the trainings, when they're actually doing their modules, what I suggest in the module is I'll go through, for example, excuse me, is we'll do, say, for example, the balancing process. They go through the process, and at the end of the video, I suggest, if you guys feel comfortable, go to the community and go to the milestone section and share a win. Like, share your breakthrough to inspire other people. Now, I make it clear they don't have to. There's no obligation. So if you're considering working with me and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do the community stuff, you don't have to. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to post anything. You only do it if you're inspired to. So that's just a little side note. One thing is the money model. So something that has really helped out lately of Alex Hormozi, I'm a big fan of Alex Hormozi, is he recently had his book launch, the $100 million money models. And the actual book is actually behind me right now, if you guys can't see, the green money model book. If you know, you know. And something I've done is decide to restructure my business, my Skool community and program based on this money model. So I'm actually on a client-facing screen right now. So this is what it looks like as a client. So when you go to the classroom, what I've done, I used to have literally my self-mastery, which is like, that in itself is worth tens of thousands of dollars, and you get it for $49 a month. And there's just so much value and so much cool stuff in here that I refine, I add to, and I make better. They get the relationship mastery unlocked after 90 days. So there's a full relationship mastery, and it has around navigating trauma in relationships, setting boundaries, healthy communication, great sex and connection. That's all there. But I delayed it to 90 days to encourage people to go through self-mastery a couple of times, redo their values, do a couple of resets, all those things. And then it will encourage them to stick around. And what I've done recently, so this used to be all included. There was a business program, a health program, a wealth program, all included for $49 a month. Like, I used to literally charge $5,000 for half of self-mastery. That's what I used to charge. That was my old model when I used to sell it like that. So now they get $49. They get self-mastery. They get the relationship program after 90 days. There's weekly Zoom calls. Some people ask about like calls and how frequently to do it. I do weekly calls. So maintenance for this program is a 90-minute investment from me. I do the messages too, so I probably spend 10, 15 minutes a day responding to the messages from the clients and checking in and all those things. And then 90 minutes of calls. That's it. And then the rest is just like external stuff like acquisition, posting content, building systems to get people into this, and then working on the other offers that I have as well. But the money model, which I was getting to, is what I've now restructured, because if you've watched any of Alex's work around the money models, really, really cool. He says a good money model is you want to get 2 times CAC, which is cost to acquire a customer. You want 2 times CAC, within the first 30 days of getting a new customer. I'll give an example. So say it costs you $100 to get a new customer. So you do some paid ads, you make $100 in, and you get one customer. You want to make $200 within the first 30 days because you've just then got two more clients. You just got enough money to go get two more clients. So you turn $100 into one client and you got $200 out of it. You could then use the 200 to go get another two clients. Then those customers come in and then you can go get another 4 clients. Then you can go get another 8 clients and you can just keep doing the infinite money glitch is what he calls it. It's an infinite money glitch. So I was trying to rat around in my head. It's like, how do I do this without just doing more one-on-one coaching? Because that's what I used to default to. Like the upsell was always one-on-one with me, one-on-one with me, one-on-one with me. That was like kind of my default for my business. And if you're a coach, you may have done that before. But I want to make sure that the upsells are not just me. It's not just more coaching one-on-one because again, you burn yourself out. There's only so much time. It's not that scalable. So what I decided to do was to do this. And this is pretty recent. I only did this last 2 weeks and it started work. I got, I think, 3 upsells this week into this upsell. So business mastery, wealth mastery, health mastery, you can pay for it individually if you want to. So you can pay the extra fees. So $400, $300, $200 US. Or if you upgrade to the annual membership, you get them all unlocked and included. And you actually save 20% as well. So you save 20% on the membership. So you're going to pay less anyways. So you pay less now instead of paying more later. You're going to unlock all of these programs included. And that's been working. I sold 3 of them this week. And that works out to be $470 US dollars, which is about 720 Australian dollars. So instead of making 75 Aussie dollars, it's 720. It's like 10x. It's 10x. And that's within the first 7 days because I normally have the onboarding call with them within the first 7 days. Pretty cool, hey? And that's starting to work, which is really cool. So that's just a bit of a money model thing. That's kind of all I'm doing, guys. Like, I don't think it's that complicated. Like, there are obviously a little 1%ers along the way. Check in with people, engage with people, like monitor it, look over it, support people, encourage people to share wins and connect with each other. Make sure your offer is good. So I offer a free trial personally. So it's $49 a month. You can just go check out the actual bio of my page if you want to. It's pretty straightforward. I used Hormozi's AI to help make that. But yeah, you get 7 days absolutely free. Comes with a one-on-one call with me. Cancel whenever you want. You get all the things I showed you. I showed you the model I went through. Again, I wouldn't start with this personally. I would have it as, if I was to start fresh, because I used to use Teachable, for anyone that knows that old program or service, I'm not sure if they're still around. So I used to use Teachable, and essentially think of the old offer I used to have. You get, I can't remember what I used to call it, but I sold it for $5,000. It was a $5,000 offer, and they got lifetime access to the work. They got one call with me, one-on-one call with me, and it was once they finished the program. So that was my incentive. It's like, you'll get a one-on-one call with me once you finish the program. That was like the incentive. I had a full money back guarantee on it. And that guarantee was only applicable once they finish the program. So it's like, once you've done the program, if you don't see the value in it, I'll refund you your money. And I never had a refund of that, which was cool. So that used to be the old offer. And then I decided to shift it because I had the audience and I didn't want to keep doing sales calls. That was like kind of my resistance. I didn't want to have heaps of sales calls. I could have built a sales team. I could have gone down that path, but I wanted a lean business. I didn't want a lot of team, and you may be similar to me. So I didn't want to go down that path. But if you're newer and you haven't got a consistent cash coming in and your audience is not very big, I would not go to this now. That's what I used to do. But having Skool the way it is now, this is how I would do it. I would have a free Skool community, because you can have a free community one. And then you can just have your courses in the classroom. So for example, say this was a free Skool group, just pretend that for now. You could go to the classroom and just have your courses here to buy to unlock them. So then you can get people in this for free. So you're just building up your community anyways. You're collecting leads, because when they join, they have to put in their emails and stuff. And you can also connect this to Go High Level if you use Go High Level. So that automatically builds up your email list as well and your contacts as well. And then I would just talk to the people who join, because you can message them through Skool. I would also probably jump on an onboarding call with them, because they're probably super hot leads. And then I would sell them into the course. And I think the limit is $10,000. So this is my business program. I think the limit is $10,000 US. So you could just have a high ticket course within your free Skool community. That's how I would do it these days if I was to start fresh. But at some point I would then change it to subscription, because subscription is nice. So I hope that helped. I would love to know any takeaways. I don't do a lot of business content. I'm starting to do a little bit more. What's your biggest takeaway? Any light bulbs? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions around my model, around coaching, around business, I'm running events now. I've got a high ticket offer now that I'm building out. If you've got any questions around business, money, the structure, what I'm doing as a coach, I just wish there was more coaches just being super transparent. Like, I'm trying to show you literally everything that I'm doing. And any questions, let me know. Hope you guys got some value from this. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps build the channel, helps me help more people. And if you want a free trial, grab, literally, biggest suggestion, funnel hack me. Sign up for free, cancel straight away. I don't care. Do it. I've had heaps of people do it. In the link below, there'll be a free 7-day program trial with a call with me. Jump in, suss me out, do your thing. And yeah, we might even jump on a call if you want to do the call as well. Appreciate you. Speak soon. Bye.